Hello and welcome, everybody. It's been a little bit since I've done one of these. My name is Gangly, but we've got some special circumstances that called for, some things a little bit out of the norm. And so I've come out of retirement to talk tonight with Prestivent, professional TFT player from Vitality, hot off the press with his nearly top 8 finish at the Set 13 Set Championship. Prestivent, thanks so much for joining me. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. I don't know. I'm looking forward to set 14.
Yep. So we're gonna talk tonight about you as a player. You and I were talking about this before, but obviously there's a lot of drama going on in TFT right now, specifically with the Set 13 Championship. If anyone is not familiar with kind of everything that happened, the short version is that there was some alleged win trading going on. I'm going to link 2 videos in the description. Don't Talk If You Don't Know episode where Bryce came out of retirement to talk about it, and also CLE's video that discusses the drama at length. But the goal of this video is not going to be to discuss the drama. The goal of today's video is going to be to talk about Prestivent and celebrate him and his wins and talk about his journey up until his Set 13 run at the Set Championship. So Prestivent, let's get started going all the way back. I remember the first time I ever heard about you was Set 5. And I'm pretty sure it was you and Soju playing in it wasn't even double up. It was just like a 2v2 tournament because double up wasn't a thing yet. Can you give me kind of the origin story of you getting into TFT in general?
Yeah. So that was the Giant Slayer. I don't remember what it was, like Giant Slayer series or something like that. I didn't really understand like competitive TFT back then, but I think that was like the circuit that they had. And basically how I started getting into TFT, like I played in like set 1. I played like 50 games or something like that. Then I went like on vacation. I just never touched the game again, except like maybe the occasional, like I played like 30 games or something like that, like in like gold, and then just never touched a set again and just like repeat. Uh, but I like started playing more TFT when I don't remember how old I was or something like that, but it was like I just got like bored of like other games, and I've like known Soju for a while, so I was like talking to him, and then he told me, like, we were talking on like on Discord call, and then he told me that I should just try playing TFT like more seriously, and that's like it's really easy to get like top 10 uh on TFT, and then I just started playing more, and yeah, he would coach me uh occasionally and stuff like that, and then yeah, I don't know, it's just how it started. I just got addicted.
I want to do a little follow up here because I feel like hearing you say Soju's like, listen, man, like literally anyone could be top 10 in this game sounds like the most TFT player thing I've ever heard. I feel like that was a very common sentiment early, especially early on in TFT. It was like, oh, anyone could hit Masters, anyone could be Challenger in this game. Did you find that to be the case when you first took it seriously, or did you have some, struggles climbing?
I don't think it was I had like that many struggles. Like I got challenger the first set. But then it's like, but I think like the TFT is like it's like really easy to get to like a point where it's like masters, like grandmasters, challenger, stuff like that. But it's like the jump from like low like challenger to like high challenger is like I feel like that's like harder than it is to get to challenger, because it's like
Hmm.
you can easily just like one trigger comp getting to challenger, but then it's like to get like further into challenger, like or like the higher ranks in challenger, it's like you have to like actually understand how to play the game, or like at like a deeper level than just like jamming one comp over and over and over again.
Did you compete in any other titles before getting into competitive TFT?
uh I mean, I played like some like Fortnite tournaments. That was like basically it.
Okay, so there was nothing that you well, like in the Fortnite stuff. Were you good, or was it more like you just
Not
competed?
really.
Okay, okay. So this was your first time. Okay, so I want to kind of set the stage here. So set 5, you play with Soju. And that I'm assuming that's around the time that you were like getting into the game more seriously, or was it set 4 or earlier?
Oh, set 5. Set
Set
5 was
5.
like when
Okay.
I yeah.
So set 5, you kind of come out of nowhere. No one really knows who you are except that you're teaming with Soju. Set 6, I think around that time is when there's all these memes of like you, like the future world champion. And the thing that stood out to me at the time was that you were in this group of like Soju and friends. and they are like the titans of the game, like the absolute like best of the best, and you're in that group. But and I say this respectfully, you didn't have the same results and didn't really have the same prestige as those players. Was that weird for you to kind of like be lumped with them despite not really having the same reputation?
Oh, I mean, I don't think so because it's just more, it was more just like a friend group. It's not like I mean, I never looked at it like as like a prestige type of thing, but like it definitely like made like getting better at the game a lot easier just because it's like if I like did have a question about like the game, I had like a direct line to like like some like the best players like that like were like available. So it's like
So
I kind of like a shortcut or like a cheat. Yeah, like I basically had a shortcut.
when was the moment in time where you realized that you weren't always going to be that player who, is placing 150th in like the set 6 tournament? When was the moment that you realized that you actually had what it takes to compete with the best in TFT?
Uh, I guess like the moment that like I don't know, 'cause I've always thought it's like like I wasn't always like I've always like thought that like I would be able to at some point. It's like I don't know. I feel like you if you like think that you'll never be able to, it's like that just like hinders like uh like the way you like learn and grow. But I guess like the real moment that like oh like the moment that like I like saw it was like set 7 when I made it to regional finals. Even though like I definitely was not like like say like regional finals like top 8, like I'm definitely like not like a top 8 player. I don't know. It's just like it's just TFT. So it's like I feel like if like after a certain point, like you'll everyone will be able to compete.
I mean, set 7, you're saying you weren't a top 8 player, but I feel like in the back half of set 7, your results, I mean, they spoke for themselves. You had like a top 8 at the whatever it was, Dragon Cup, I think it was, the second, like the
Yeah.
tournament that was in the second half. And then like you're saying, you narrowly missed making it to Worlds. Did you lose the spot to Soju? You were
Yeah, I think I lost the spot to Soju.
to Soju, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you went to the LCQ, and I feel like you were like 1 or 2 placements off from making Worlds from LCQ as well, right?
I don't know, I think I went 5th at LCQ and it was like top 2.
Okay.
It was like pretty far off.
Okay. I feel to me though, it felt like the change from set 6 to set 7 was night and day. Did you feel that as well? Like how much of that was you getting better as a player? How much of that was you high rolling during set 7? What were like the key changes that happened from in that part of your career?
I guess it was more so just prepping because it's like that like set 7 tournament, the Dragon one where I got 4th and like qualified me to regionals. I don't know why. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure like Soju didn't know why either, and then Milk as well. But, like they started like they like were actually prepping for that tournament, and they like don't really know why because like, it, like didn't I don't think it really mattered to them. But it's like and then like because they were prepping for it, like I was prepping for it with them, and then it just became really and then like it was like it just became easier because it's like prepping with them. It was like I don't know, the tournament just was like pretty easy. Everything seemed to just like happen, like just come. And then that we also did that for regionals as well, where it was us 3, and then yeah, and then regionals was easy as well. Or like everything just like seemed to work.
It was around that time I feel like the entire Soju study group kind of got the reputation for like tempo play, top 4 oriented, middle placement oriented. I forget exactly what the line was. It was one of the dragons
Oh, it's Shio.
it was Shio.
Yeah, Jade.
Yeah. I remember you guys were kind of really hot on that line, and everyone was like pointing to you guys. It was cool to see you in that group of people who were like innovating as a part of the meta.
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
Oh,
go
sorry
for
to cut you off, but
No, you're
it
good.
was not us, because it was Sox, Goobums, and Asa that really knew how to play it, and then we knew that they knew how to play it, and they kept playing it in scrims, and then we just died and we just sat on their board and just watched them, and then that's how we like learned, and then like we like made like minor adjustments to it that like we thought were better.
You
But
guys
yeah.
definitely got the credit for it. I remember people talking about you guys though. But listen, I mean that's sometimes perception's reality. That's how it goes. Um, let's fast forward a little bit because set 8 pretty modest. Like you had some good results. Nothing that was like crazy, crazy loud. Set 9, though, from my purview, is when it felt like you were no longer considered like an underdog. You had this monster set all the way up until the regional finals. I remember you didn't compete in that last tournament because I think you did Super Server. And going into the regional finals, I remember people were looking at you as a favorite. Did you feel like you were no longer an underdog in Set 9? Could you actually feel like you had broken through into like that upper echelon of North Americans?
No, 'cause I don't know. I don't really think like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like. I feel like I don't think like that. Like when I like, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain. I just don't think like that. Like
When you're
I
saying
just
you don't
like.
think like that, you mean like you don't think of yourself like you're not thinking of yourself in a tier?
Yeah, I don't really think about like being in tiers and stuff like that. It's more so just like if like people are good, like I think they're good or like a good player. So I don't like think it's like say like digital like say if I were digital, I don't think I like oh man like I'm like S plus plus tier like going into this tournament or something like that. Like I just don't think like that. I don't know.
Let me ask you this way then. Did you feel like something had changed going into Set 9? Because it's always hard to tell in TFT, right? Because it's a game of variance, and sometimes you're running hot, even if your play isn't that much better. But sometimes you are finding consistent results, and it is specifically off the back of something changing, whether it's like mentality or you're prepping more, like you were saying, between Set 6 and Set 7. To me, the change in your results in Set 9 didn't feel like it was just you getting a little bit luckier than Set 7 and Set 8. I think I'm just kind of curious if you felt that way as well.
Uh oh I guess like I feel like I'm pretty sure I was getting better. It's like but like the way like I think about it, it's like when you play the game as much as I do, it's like you have to get better.
Hmm.
So it's like I don't think it was like I feel like I didn't think too much of it. It's just it's just like a natural result of putting in the effort.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I want to push back a little bit because I also feel like there are a lot of people that put a lot of time into the game and they find themselves plateauing. And I feel like you are one of the few players in North America who hasn't ever plateaued for a very long time. It feels like you've actually seen, even if it's small, you've seen improvement set over set on average since you first came up into the scene. And there's a lot of people that don't find that level of improvement.
Oh, I think that's partly. Oh yeah, I don't really know how to like, and like I don't know if I'm wording this correctly, but I think it's like partly because people don't know how to learn, or like they don't know how to get better. Like people can like put in time and effort into like getting better, but they just like it's just like they're just like going like zombie mode or autopilot mode, and like they don't actually get better. But it's like I think it's like partly because it's like I played like previous games like I like a higher level that like I feel like I like kind of know how to get better or like I know like what to kind of look for even though it's like different genre. There's like still I guess like fundamentals like to getting better that like you can carry over from like game to game, like different genres of games and like just like apply.
Yeah, I think that checks out. I don't think it's uncommon, really, to find players who are professional in one game are able to reach high levels in others for exactly the reason you're outlining, that learning how to learn is a fundamental in of itself that is, kind of hard
Mm.
to teach. You kind of have to be able to figure it out on your own. Okay, so I want to fast forward to the new era. The merging of the regions, the Set 11 era, where we're now like the Americas, it's not North America. This to me, and I feel like I might get the same answer that I got from you in the last one, but to me, the thing that stands out in the new era of TFT when it comes to your story is that you have kind of quietly become one of the most consistent players in North America, bar none. I mean, we kind of have like this big four. And outside of that, I feel like you are one of the contenders to kind of break into that. And I know you're not thinking of yourself in tiers, but just kind of for the viewers at home, just so that they can understand. the thing that stands out to me is in your last 11 tournaments, you've made final day in 8 of them. And in TFT, that is not an easy feat. To me, that's like not something that is a reflection of variance. It's not a reflection of high rolling or having a good meta read. To me, it feels like you've kind of turned the corner into becoming like a contender. You know how to perform at tournament, and it feels very different than the previous 5 sets that you competed in, where you kind of had like some good results and then some bad results. You kind of fluctuated a bit more. And so I know it's a similar question, but I just want to know, do you feel like anything has changed specifically in the last 3 sets, that's 11, 12, and 13, to contribute to the consistency you've seen?
Yeah, I actually, or like, I do have, like a pretty clear answer for this because or like, this isn't talking about like the since the merge, but it's like in set 10, uh, like my performance in set 10, it was like I took ladder very seriously, and that's like when I made like the ladder snapshot into regionals. Like if I didn't make it then, I wouldn't have made regionals. And I took ladder really seriously, and I had like pretty good results on ladder, but I had really bad tournament results. And then the thing is, it's like at that point, it's like I realized it's like ladder doesn't really matter, whereas like tournament is like more important. So it's like ever since like that set, like I think that set's like I did terrible in tournaments, but then I made final lobby in regionals. Uh, but I had like a pretty consistent ladder throughout the year, and then like ever since then, um, I tried to like switch it around. I took like a different approach, which is why it's like, or at least I feel like my okay, I feel like it's like pretty easy to say like my ladder results are like my ladder stats slash like, results are like pretty terrible. Like ever since like the merge, like compared to like set 10, like my tournament results have gotten a lot better. I think it's like partly just like I like kind of view like the game differently, or like not like the game differently, but it's like I view like what I prioritize differently, and then I guess it's like kind of like how I like I don't know. It just kind of like translated over like pretty easily.
Are there specific things that you can call out and to describe like how you're taking tournament differently, seeing it differently, or taking it more seriously?
I started like prepping like more for tournaments, and then like because of that, I also like stopped caring about LP because I use like
Mm.
ladder to like more so to like learn slash like prep slash like get like the reps in, and then like when you care so much when you care about your LP slash like you play for LP, I feel like you play pretty differently. It's like playing pretty differently compared to like playing to like learn,
Yeah,
and that just yeah.
it reminds me of. I mean, I'm sure you know Ramkev, but this was like a little bit before you entered the scene. Set 4, Ramkev qualified to the World Championship and placed third, and it was a huge upset because North American ladder he was not one of the highest ranked players, but he had a very similar outlook into the game as what you're describing here, which is ladder is a place where I can ask myself questions and find the answers. And I think it's not uncommon for people to make that shift of using ladder to learn, and then they see the tournament results start to improve. So now set 13 comes and you qualify from the Golden Spatula into the set championship. And this feels like this was a long time coming. I think many people have expected you to make it at one point or another to the set championship, and you finally, after having 2 really close calls in set 7 and set 10, were finally able to make it there. So just kind of take me to that moment when you made day 3 and you knew you qualified to the World Championship. What did that mean to you?
Okay, this might sound weird, but it's like when I mean, like you did it didn't. I don't know. I was like pretty bummed out. Like okay, this like sounds weird, but it's like because like the final lobby, it's like 7 out of 8. So it's like just because you make final lobby, like you're not like guaranteed to make it. But like I feel like I was pretty confident in making it, and it's like I always knew that like I was going to at some point. So it's like that like didn't really like I wasn't like super ecstatic. Like yeah, I was like pretty excited that like or like pretty like happy like I was gonna play in the at Worlds, but I like more so cared about like winning the like regional just because it's like I really wanted like I wanted my first win more than like I cared about or like more like wanting my first win like overweighed a lot more than like wanting or like me making regionals. So it's
Mm.
like on that day I was like pretty bummed out because like I like played really badly and then I didn't win. But Yeah, I don't know. It like didn't affect me that much because like I don't know why. I knew it was gonna happen at some point, and I know I haven't like had it yet, but I don't really know how to like explain my emotions.
So I'm actually, well, first off, I completely forgot it was 7 out of 8. And I'm sure that does change things a lot when you're going into that final day. You're saying you're chasing your first win. Is fourth your best placement? I remember that's what you had at Dragon Cup and regional finals.
I had a second at like some set 11 cup or something.
Okay.
I got second by like 1 point to
Gotcha.
Sauce.
Oh, yeah, to Cup 3 instead of 11. Yeah, I think it would have been that one. Okay, so you've been right at the finish line and have come short a couple times then. So okay, well we've got our next goal. You've made it to Worlds now, and now you gotta get your domestic title and then make it back to Worlds and win that one too. Now, I was casting World, as a lot of people know, and something that was really funny to me is when I was doing some prep with the other casters about their regional players. Clement Chu, the APAC representative who's casting the event, he was telling me how people were shocked when they found out that you were at Worlds for the first time. Because everyone from CN and APAC just assumed that you had been on the international stage prior, specifically because you're the guy who organizes a ton of international scrims. I'm assuming those are for like Golden Spatulas, and I don't know if they're like for Worlds as well. But can you just kind of talk about like how this happened, how you kind of got this reputation for being like a scrim organizer?
Yeah, so like, it was one of the regionals. I don't remember which regionals it was, but it's like when I think it might have been like set 10 regionals, I think. Like our group, like we just started practicing with like canvas double. Like at the time it was canvas double Coco, Enzo's. Oh, I'm forgetting someone for sure. Oh, I mean that's not good. They definitely had like more. Uh okay, shit, I'm forgetting someone. Like they definitely had like more, and then we just did we just did 8 NA because we didn't have 8, so we invited like 2 more, plus like 8 EU. It was either 8 EU or 16 EU. Because I remember we did like we hosted like and then we just like started prepping with them more, just because like respectfully, um we we think like the top players in EU are a lot better than like the average player in like NA. Like for example, or like that's like one reason.
Hmm?
And then it's like we like realize that's like what's like practicing with like another region is like really beneficial. 'Cause it's like while it's like you like don't practice with like the people you're competing with, so it's like you don't like give away anything if you do happen to have like some sort of edge. It's just like you guys like don't need to like hold out on each other, like because it's like region versus region. It's not like we're competing for each other against each other like at Worlds. So it's like it's just like the perfect. I don't really like. Do they do this in other like any other like sports or anything? Like I think it like kind of happens in Valorant. Like I remember reading. I don't know if it's actually true, but it's like the people in VCT like they practice with like the best players in like tier two instead of like a lot
Yeah.
with like the
I,
people in VCT.
I
Kind of like that.
imagine that TFT is one of the few games in which cross regional scrims happen, specifically because ping is, a big factor in most competitive games, but in TFT you can
Mhm.
get away playing on 200 ping. I mean, most people can. Not as we'll find out in a little bit, not everybody can, deal with playing on high ping without leading to some
Yeah,
momentum shift. But I think it is more common to have some like tier 1 versus tier 2 scrimmages for the reason you've outlined of not wanting to leak tech.
yeah, and then after that regionals, or like yeah, like after that regionals, I remember like Soju said that we should just scrim with EU like only or something like that, like starting like next regionals, because he feels like he felt like what's like our group was like more ahead than like a good amount ahead of like the average other NA, like the average NA player, like in regionals, and he said it was like he felt like us scrimming them like helped them more than it helped us.
Hmm.
Or something along the lines of that. I don't remember. And then I was like, okay, sure, like I'm down. And then we just started scrimming with the EU group a lot more, and then once all it like eventually grew like more, and eventually became like 8 NA, like 8 EU, 8 APAC or something like that, and then it was just like it would be mainly consist of like 8 players that are like willing to play like at the same time every single day. Like like not everyone has like the is like able to commit like that amount of time towards it. So it was like, but then it's like then it got to the point where it's like we got like I'll call it like people were like gatekeeping stuff like that, yada yada, and like like no stream scrim stuff, and like and I don't know, it just got like I don't know, it just got like yeah, it just grew from that, and that's just how it happened. And then now it's like at the point where it's like people from like other regions they are like they like expect me to do it like the scrim thingy, and then they just like they also like ask kind of like asking like like will we be doing it such like when, and it's like and it's like it's not like a lot of work to do because it's like it sounds like a lot of work, but it's really easy when every single person is like driven. 'Cause it's like you like I only need to put like minimal effort into it. So we're just like making a Discord and like sending the invites out. Or like it's like for example, I can just send it out to like one APAC person, and he'll like invite like the other APAC people. But it's like it's a lot easier when everyone else is like motivated as well. So it's like I don't mind doing it.
It sounds kind of like that whole if you build it, they will come sort of thing. Like you're kind of the one organizing everything, but the reason it's successful is because you're kind of finding the right people who all really care about, improving their placement and making the most of their time. So let's talk worlds now. Set championship. We're going to talk about the incident after, but I just kind of want to hear your reflection on your performance, not about anyone else's, just as a whole. How do you feel you performed at your first ever set championship?
Uh I think I performed like okay. Like I feel like if I were to give it like out of 10, I would give it like a 7. 'Cause it's like it was like an there were like unbelievable amount of points that I lost. It's like from like minor mistakes that like I should have like cleaned up like throughout like the amount of scrims I played. So it's like I just made like that's what that's why I would give myself a 7. But it's like regardless of like the 7, it's like the 7 out of 10. Uh I'm like still like pretty happy with like my results over the set just because it's like my first like actual good set.
And you were the only player from Vitality to actually qualify to the set championship. I'm still curious though, did the other players like in your normal study group help you prep going into set championship, or were they kind of checked out by then?
Oh, I mean, there was Spencer, like, because he qualified like through
Oh
AutoQT.
yeah, that's right. I forgot
Yeah.
Spencer's in your group.
So yeah, because it was only me and Spencer, we actually got another player to prep with us. It was double because it's like we're I'm like pretty close with like the EU group. Because it's like like all the sets where we like practice each other for regionals. I reached out to him and then he was like, yeah, like like he's down. So it's like it was us three prepping for the for Worlds this set.
Okay. How was the how do you feel the prep was compared to, I guess, prep that you've had leading up? Because it's the only time that you would have prepped with a group that small, right? Like normally I imagine you have like Soju and Milk and Setsuko kind of all in your ears. How was it prepping with just a handful of people?
I actually think like 3 to 4 people is like the most effective way to prep. But it's like it's not like the first time I've done it. It's like last set as well. It was like we had like 4, but the thing is Phoenix didn't really play TFT, so it's like we basically only had 3. It was me, Spencer, and Milk. Like the set that like Milk and Spencer went 2-3 at regionals and went 9-10 at Worlds. Uh so it's like it's not like the first time it's like we've like prepped with like a smaller amount of people. Yeah.
All right, and now we've arrived on the part of the interview that I think a lot of people want to listen to, which is the actual Shitouren incident. So, just to give a little bit of context, if anyone's listening and doesn't know the full story, I'll just give you a little bit here. Following the conclusion of day 2, Prestivent was in 9th place. Top 8 obviously move on into the finals, and a video surfaces of Shitouren, a CN player, who seemingly makes his board significantly weaker in order to lose more HP than Lilo and help Lilo get into top 8, effectively cheating Prestivent out of his spot. This then led to a ton of drama and outrage online where people were demanding justice for Prestivent and rulings against Shitouren. And Riot effectively did not find enough evidence to rule against Shitouren. So, Prestivent, take me to that moment. You finish the game. You see that you lose on, was it I think it was a 3-way tiebreaker for however many points. Yeah. You lose on 3-way tiebreaker. You go online. And I'm assuming someone sends you this clip of Shitouren. Just kind of take me there. How are you feeling in that moment?
Oh, I was like pretty upset, like in the moment, because it's like when you watch the clip, I understand like Riot like ruled it as like like not anything, but it's like I think if you were to ask like the non-biased, so like the majority of like the world's players, I feel like you would get like an overwhelming like a overwhelming ingredients that like it was win trade just because like once you're like the everyone at worlds like like obviously putting like the effort and it's like when you like watch that I feel like it's pretty blatant. Uh, but yeah, I was like pretty upset in the moment, as you could like probably tell by like my tweets and stuff, and then like I contacted the admins as well. But yeah, I don't know, after like an hour or two, like I kind of calmed down, and then I was like I like after I calmed down, I didn't really expect like obviously like part of me like wished that like points would get deducted from Lilo, and then I would make it, but it's like I didn't really expect him to do that. Because it's like I don't know. I feel like it's pretty hard to take points away in
Yeah,
TFT.
agreed.
Yeah, and then yeah, I don't know. I just like slowly became like more like okay with the result. Even though it's like I still believe that it's like it was like pretty blatant win trade. But like what like made it so it's like I was like really like more okay with it was like when I was like browsing comments and stuff like that, and like I read um a comment talking about like essentially like the cultural difference between like West and East when it comes to stuff like this. And it's like it's something that I completely forgot about, but it's like I always knew like like this was like always a thing like because I was pretty I played League for a lot of years and it's like I like kept up with competitive a lot where it's like essentially it's like the Chinese like you if you like don't have the if you don't help like like your country when you like have the chance to, there is a lot of like backlash from the community, like specifically in like Chinese esports or something like that. It's like, for example, like in League, if if like they're the Chinese teams at World or something like that, and like their ADC like completely shits the bed, like their like equivalent of Reddit would just be like straight like harassment like towards the like that guy stuff like that and stuff and yeah and then like Tommy was basically saying it's like if you like don't help your country like in this case like Shitouren helping Lilo like when you have the chance to like your social accounts like your Twitter Instagram or whatever like the equivalents are in Asia would just be you would just be like labeled in like as like a traitor slash like harassed uh like through that and all means and it's like when like I like realized that like that was like I like remembered like that was like kind of the thing I like reconfirmed it with like a lot of like my like Chinese friends who are like like they're like Chinese, not like American Chinese, and like they all told me that's like true. I was like okay, like it's okay because it's like the thing is like I don't even blame him for like doing it that if like that's the case, which I did talk about this in like the don't talk you don't know. It's like if your like plan is to become like your career goal is to, like to play TFT like long term if I were in his case and like that was the repercussion if like I didn't help Lilo and like it's basically like your career is gone, like I would probably do the same thing. So it's like I early in the heat of the moment, I would probably do the same thing. But yeah, so it's like that's why I don't like blame him. Like I still think he deserves to be punished. But yeah,
I think your empathy is it's incredibly evident in the things you're saying, and also I think it's something that a lot of people should strive for, even in this situation in which you were effectively cheated out of what could for many people be the opportunity of a lifetime. It's very clear that you've tried very hard to see from the other person's point of view, and I kind of have to be careful. Obviously, I was not very careful the night of when everything happened, but I do have to be careful, kind of like with what I'm saying and like the opinions I'm giving. I from what I have been told, I completely agree with what you're saying right now. Someone told me that they felt this was probably the hardest game of TFT that Shitouren's ever played, because it's very easy to soft grief or to soft int in TFT. It's way harder to do that when you're playing no scout, no pivot, when you're running out of item removers. And he put himself in a position where he either needed to make a play that was going to be blatantly obvious that he was win trading, or like you're saying, suffer the repercussions of your native country potentially coming after you. And I don't know for certain that would have happened. And the people I've spoken to have confirmed what you're saying. I'm just not going to pretend like I'm an authority on that. But I do think it is worth considering that it was not an easy position for Shitouren.
Yeah, for sure.
That said, and this is kind of where I want to lead with this conversation, I don't know how much you've thought about like what should come out of this or like what the answer is. I think just because it happened to you, it's worth asking you, like, what is something that you would like to see come out of this situation for the future of competitive TFT?
Okay, I mean, the part of the reason why I believe Shitouren should be punished is so like stuff like this doesn't happen in the future. Like while like I like do like kind of like empathize with like his reasoning for like doing what he did, I don't think it justifies like no punishment being received. Um okay, I just forgot what your question was.
Just like
Can you repeat
what is
that?
something that you would like to see come out of this for the future? I don't know if there's like a specific like set of rules. I know Bryce said like a global warning that talks about like increased punishments and stuff as well. Is there like a specific action you'd like to see Riot take from now on?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know.
Yeah,
I,
it's
I
a
don't think
hard
there's
problem.
yeah. It's like because like the way like TFT is set up, it's like it's so hard to catch soft inting. So it's like because it's like just because like this happened, like this sort of like cultural dynamic there is like in the East, like like that's not going to change at all. So it's like I think I don't know how they'll enforce it, but it's like if this were to happen something again, like happen again in the future, I think it would happen a lot better. Like but as in better, I mean like
Like
it
harder
won't
to
be as
catch.
blatant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know what they can do to like make it so like that doesn't happen, but yeah, I don't know. That's
I've heard people say things like turn off nameplates in game. I don't know
oh,
if
I don't
there's
think
a
that's good.
you don't think that's good?
Yeah, I don't think that's good because it's like griefing is like it's like part of the game because it's like sometimes it's like like you don't want like a Cameron player to cash out or something like that. So it's like you guys like try to like or like someone is like needs a jinx off character over 10 rebel. Like you like try to like do that, but it's like I think oh wait, how does that relate to the thing? Oh, I don't know. I just feel like it's like because then like people can just say it's like I feel like it's an unfair advantage to the people that like for like where my position is where I'm at home and like not like in a LAN center. Like I could literally just like open like like the coach
Yeah.
stream
Right.
like 5 seconds and like put a name to a board. Like I already know like K3 Soju at Worlds is playing Rebel. It's like I see the Rebel board, I know that's him. I feel like it's like way too easy to like and then there's just like too much about it. So I don't think that's good.
The other side of it too is like if there's no if you assume everyone's playing kind of like with integrity and that like when they are griefing people it's because they're the person doing well in the tournament, there's an element of like, hey, I'm in third place. If I want to win this tournament, I need Prestivent to go eighth and I need Soju to go first. So Soju's playing Baron. I need to make sure that I don't grief him so that he can actually win out, so that he can kill
Yeah.
Prestivent. Like there are incentives that come with having nameplates on.
Yeah,
I
I think that's very important.
yeah. It's a very hard problem to solve. I don't think you and I are the ones that are going to solve it here. And it's something that I hope Riot can continue to kind of iterate solutions for. And that's kind of another thing I wanted to just bring up too is like, I'm personally not happy with the conclusion that Riot had in this situation. I know you're not super happy with it either. I also recognize that this is a complicated thing for Riot, and it's very hard to make a ruling that could effectively, end someone's career and give them a reputation if you're not 100% or 95% or whatever percent sure. I don't even know exactly what the question is out of this. I think I just wanted us to like kind of reflect on that. Like, I think we both recognize it's not an easy decision for Riot to make, but we also have to protect the integrity of our game, because if they aren't taking it seriously, if the players playing at the World Championship aren't taking it seriously, like, why are we there? Why are you dedicating all this time playing? For me, I felt that was the main reason for why I tweeted about it. It's like, well, if people aren't taking it seriously, there's no integrity at the World Championship stage. Like, why am I there? Why am I here casting? Because it's important that Riot takes it seriously, that all of us take it seriously. And now I'm starting to ramble. I didn't even give you a question. I think
no,
like,
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Oh,
yeah, go for it.
oh, so when I mentioned the jinx thingy, it's like I remember why. 'Cause it's like it's for checkmate. It's like, it's like if one person's on checkmate, it's like it's supposed to be a 7v1.
Right. Yeah. Again, it's like it'll solve some negative incentives, but it will also kill a lot of the depth and the cool parts of the game. Again, I don't think we're going to solve it, and so I don't want to linger on it too much. I just wanted you to be able to have a platform to kind of talk about it, and and also just for us to be able to talk about the entire situation in a way that's not like us grabbing our pitchforks and going after Riot. But we can move on, because I don't have too many more questions for you. The one thing I did want to ask though is it was yesterday. Set not 14, but set 15's competitive circuit was released, or information starting to come out about it, which is a pro circuit. So set 14 regionals will now lead into a pro circuit. More information is going to be released about that, and I don't want to say too much because I don't remember exactly what was covered in the article, but I wanted to just get from you like gut reaction. Pro circuit coming to TFT, going to have like a tier 1 system and then tier 2, which is probably more similar to what we have right now. How do you feel about it?
Oh, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I like the direction they're taking with this. I think it'll be better for the people at the top, in terms of like, I guess like storyline developing. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I mean, I'm like all for it. It's like I feel like something did need to change about like the competitive circuit, and I don't know what exactly needed to change, but it's like I'm glad that they are like taking a step to change it. Oh, also another thing about the set 15. Sorry, like I know we like moved on from the topic of like the worlds, but I I do want to say it's like while like I do think like the Shitouren thing is like complete like BS and like the result and stuff like that. I I was like one of the people. I was like I'm probably one of the people that's like most negatively affected by like the entire thing.
Yeah, I would
I
agree.
still don't want um like the negative like reaction that like Bright is like receiving on like that whole event to like overshadow like the good that like the esports team is doing, which is like for example like this set 15 like revamp thingy, because it's like the when they made the post on this, like if you read like the comments on that post, it's just like all like attacking Riot
Yeah.
about like the wintrading situation, which is like kind of like sucks. 'Cause it's like what like yeah, it's like I don't really know how to explain it. Like I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
No, so let me jump in here, because I think I think it's known enough. I don't think I'm like releasing too much information, but Nature's BF is one of the players that was on the esports team that came to that conclusion. This is something I've told so many people. Even if I don't agree with the decision they made, Nature's and Sherman and Max and a lot of people connected to this team, these are people that I know full well tried their best to come to a decision that they felt was fair, even if I don't agree with it. And that doesn't change the fact that I respect them and believe that they're trying to make the product as good as they can. And I think that's a great call out. Like the set 15 circuit stuff, every single comment was, is win trading allowed in this circuit? Is win trading allowed in this tournament? Is win trading allowed? And yeah, I mean, I think you're spot on. We shouldn't let the negative stuff ruin the bright future we have ahead of us. So, I think that's, yeah, I mean, I think that's super mature of you, man. I think it says a lot. And hopefully it resonates with people, because it's, it's up to us whether we want to actually enjoy the cool things that are coming. And I think the set 15 stuff sounds really sick. And it's stuff we should be excited about. Okay. I got 2 more questions for you, and then I'm going to let you go. This morning when I posted that we were going to be doing the interview, I threw an offer out for some community questions, and I picked 2 of them that I'm going to throw over to you. So first one's coming from It Stewart, one of the EMEA casters, who wanted to know what it's like being a part of Vitality and what the team dynamic is like. Maybe we can even talk a bit about like what it's like to play 4v4 with Team Vitality.
Okay, I mean, I don't have that much experience playing 4v4 with Team Vitality because like the whole the point situation. But I don't know, for the 4v4, I think it's like I also agree with Milk how like I think 4v4 is much better than solos. And I think it's like hard to like see that or like understand like why like like we like think like that with before playing it yourself. It's just like once you play it, you just like notice like a bunch of different things that are like better about the game than when compared to like when you're playing solos, which is like obviously like lots of us have like a bunch of experience playing. And then as for Vitality, uh it's like my first org, so it's like I don't really have anything to compare it to, but they've like literally been like nothing but good. And it's like they're always like super supportive. Just like I don't know, like they're awesome. And like our like our player manager as well, like Husky or like Danny, he I don't know, he's also great.
Quick follow-up. What do you think has more variance? A 6-game day like we have at like regionals, or a best of 5 in 4v4?
A 6 game day for sure.
Okay. There's more variance in 6-game day.
I think so, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think as we start to see 4v4 develop, especially with EWC, I mean, it seems like EWC is here to stay with TFT for at least a little bit. So I imagine we'll see more of that. I am really excited to see if we're going to have more like dominant streaks. If like one team can actually dominate a region and continue to win, I think that'd be really cool for the game to see consistency from like one individual team in our esport.
Oh, that's gonna happen for sure. I mean,
It's
I'm not gonna say which team, but like I feel it's pretty obvious.
okay. All right. You heard it here first. High Roll Radio is taking over North America. Okay, other question from the community is from Patrick, who wants to know the origin story of how you and Soju met.
Uh, it's just like we both played League, and we both were like in like a friend group. We didn't like talk, but it was like a friend group slash like Discord server, and then we didn't like talk at first, but then it's like then we like got to know each other, and then we just like played games with each other, like all sorts of games, and we just like played games ever since.
Do you
That's
remember
like
like
basically it.
what era this was? It was just like while, because I know Soju was like a competitive League player at some point too. Like, was this around that time?
This might have been after that. I don't remember. I was a junior in high school. How
Oh,
old
so
are
you were
you?
young.
Yeah, how old are you when you're junior in high school? Like
You're like
16,
16,
17?
17. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I think that's like when I met him, like around that time.
Okay.
And then yeah, I just like went to school, I just play video games. And that's it. And then we just started playing like more video games, like League, Destiny 2, Fortnite, and then yeah, and then just here.
Here we are. All right, Prestivent, I've kept you for over 45 minutes. I did not mean to do that, but
Oh,
thanks
no
for
problem.
bearing with me. Honestly, that's everything I have for you, everything I wrote down. So I just want to give you the floor. Is there anything you want to say, shout out, anything you want to say, I guess, about any of the topics we've covered?
Uh I don't know. I mean nothing comes to my head. Like I guess like Like shout out like Vitality, shout out like all the people I prep with, which is like a lot more than like the people I named in throughout like this interview. Like I shamelessly asked like a bunch of people for help on TFT, and yeah, they always help me out. Yeah.
I'm just gonna also shout out Dish Soap because I thought
Oh
both.
yeah, huge shout out to him. Sorry, I completely forgot about that. Huge shout out to him for like when like all eyes were on him, like when he won the thingy, he like still spoke about the situation. I think that's uh like that like that that like speaks like volumes about like how he is like as a person. So yeah, like huge shout out to him.
I also just felt it was done in such a way that was like powerful, and yet it didn't feel like it crossed the line. Like, you know, you obviously could go on air and say something like absolutely insane. I felt like Dish Soap kind of towed that line perfectly, and you know, people listen to him. So yeah, shout out to Dish Soap. But yeah, I mean, thanks, man. Thank you, Prestivent, for hopping on. I know this is kind of out of the blue. This isn't something that I've been doing for a very long time, but I had a great time talking with you. I know you just gave all your shout out, so I'm not going to ask you to say anything else. But thank you again for hopping on to everybody watching. Thanks for sticking through this. I know this is a long one, so I hope you all enjoyed and got to know a little bit more about Prestivent. If you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and keep your eye out. I'm going to be putting out a bit more content this year as I have been in the last couple. So, yeah, got some cool stuff in the works, and I hope you all enjoy. Take care.